Hello, CrossU students. We're back, and I'm back again with my daughter Jenna, who is home from Missouri Western and just loving life, being with her parents, hanging out with her brothers and sisters. Life is good. Listen, I got to thank you to those who took a few minutes just to reach out and tell us how much you appreciated the video from last week. We're here just to encourage you guys. We're walking through this unprecedented time. I've said this to a lot of different people that I think the most impacted population, I really think, the college students. You went from being in college to really being back in high school because you're back home with your parents, with their rules, it's tough. But listen, last week we started off with a very important question that is on the minds of most people that Jenna asked. Where is God in this pandemic? And we talked a little bit about that, and we made it clear that God is on his throne. So each week we want to come up with a new question. We want to talk a little bit and really encourage you. So we've got one this week. Jenna, what's the question for this week so we can talk to the college students?
What is God up to in this pandemic?
What is God up to in this pandemic? That really is a question of sovereignty, if you will. And we have to go all the way back to the garden. And this is the key in understanding any pandemic. A pandemic, anything that has negatively impacted the world at large. We go back to the Garden of Eden. God made a promise to Adam and Eve, and he said, on the day that you eat this, you will surely die. They had all of these provisions given to them in the garden. They had every possible, imaginable blessing from God, living in a perfect paradise with each other. Perfect relationship vertically and a perfect relationship horizontally. But one prohibition. God said, don't eat this tree. Now, there was nothing wrong with the tree, but it was God's way of saying, I'm God, you're not, you can only go so far. They ate from the tree, and God made good on his promise. So really this week, I want to make it clear that this is really the delivery of God's promise in the pandemic. He said, you will die. And everything died with Adam and Eve. The whole creation now, as Paul says, groans for the return of Jesus. So we have to deal with things like this that happen in the world. But if we remember where it started in rebellion in the garden by Adam and Eve. And when they fell, we all fell. And we all have to deal with the consequences of their fall. We call that original sin. And the world itself groans. So we see hurricanes and tsunamis and tornadoes and earthquakes and famine and global pandemics that have shut the world down. And the promise from God is this. Let this be a reminder to you that everything is broken. This is not your home. You're not home yet. As great as it must have been on college campuses, doing your own thing away from your folks and really getting into your next season of life, and how that was just simply ripped away. You were sent home for spring break, and then everything shut down. It's a reminder that we're not in control of anything. Nothing at all. God is in complete control, and that includes this pandemic. So I want to encourage you students, keep pushing through, finishing your academic work, finish strong. I know that there are no fans in the stands right now. There are no cheerleaders on the sidelines, but know this, God is on the throne. God has promised to get us to the other side of this, and he's promised to do it in a way that will be ultimately for your good. I know right now it doesn't feel good. I know it feels hard. You're away from friends and family and routines, but the Bible says God will make all things work together for the good of those who are his. He doesn't say all things are good. This pandemic is not good. There's been a lot of loss in this pandemic, including lives. People have died. But God said he'll take that and use it for the good of those who are his. So be encouraged. Keep pressing through. We'll be back together again next week. Jen, I want you to say goodbye to him this week. Send him goodbye. God bless you guys. Don't forget to reach out. Give us your prayer requests. Tell us what we can do for you. Whatever needs you might have, let me know. I love you, and I look forward to seeing you again. And we'll be back together again next week because we are locked in together. God bless you. See you soon. Bye now.